What are you doing on Friday night? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you something I'll listen to over and over again. It's the segment we call the worst caller of the week. So this is going to be a little bit of fun. But before we get to it, I know Stein has some breaking news to tell us. What's going on with Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Mm-hmm. Who recently made a comeback in a Mint commercial.
I saw
Mint
that.
Mobile.
I saw
after
that.
Having gone out of the public eye for years.
A long time.
Rick Moranis. If you see Rick Moranis trending on Twitter, hashtag Rick Moranis, it's because the 67-year-old actor was walking down the street, the upper west side of New York, and a man came up to him and punched him in the head. Moranis had some minor injuries, went to the hospital, but says he's doing okay and he appreciates all the thoughts and prayers.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fame. I've always said that they shrunk him and they never decided to actually put him back to normal.
Right.
His big movie was Little Giants, and everybody knows it.
That was a good movie as well. Little Shop of Horrors.
I like that movie, My Blue Heaven. You remember that one from the 90s?
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
That's one of my favorites.
By the way, the movie that I was referring to in that segment a couple segments ago with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore, that would be 1994's Disclosure.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yeah, Demi Moore sexually assaults and harasses her male underling.
I'll have to watch that movie. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and played by Michael Douglas.
All right. So now it's time for our worst caller segment of the week. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Jason the Moron who called in. We're giving him nicknames. Jason the Moron versus DUI Pete. So, Stein, can you describe the Jason phone call before we actually play it? What is this in regards to?
Well, you're calling him the moron, but he called us the moron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was really about the extent of his comments. Let's
listen. We get some good phone calls. We also get a lot of bad ones. It's very difficult to nail it down to two. But let's start with Jason. This is the Jason the Moron call. Have a listen to this. Let's get back to those calls. Let's go to Jason. Jason is next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, you guys are a bunch of morons. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just a bunch of racist morons.
Okay, so Jason, you can call us names, but before you do, I would like to ask you. Hold on a second, JD.
No, stop. You're just being moron.
No.
Nobody wants to hear what you're.
Okay,
you have no idea what you're
so let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Pot him down for a second. First of all, you're listening to our show. You're the one who took your little fingers to call into the show. So if you don't care what we have to say, then why did you take time out of your day to listen? You can. I know you're very funny, Jason. Why did you take time out of your day to call into the show then? If you don't care what we have to say, please answer that.
You guys called me.
Okay, Jason. Have a nice day. We don't call people.
Okay,
yeah, you're a moron, Jason. Have a nice day. By the way, we don't call people. Regular callers, they call into our show. That was just a really weird one.
I don't know where he got that from.
You guys called me. Yeah, okay, buddy. That's what we did. That was a really bad phone call. I think we all could agree on that. That was really, really bad. I don't want to influence the judges.
No, but it's a finalist.
That was certainly worthy of a finalist. But again, I don't want to influence the judges. We have our two producers here, Jason Stein, and our associate producer. Also, Sean will also be voting, and of course, JD and myself. So we have 4 votes here. This call was up there, ladies and gentlemen, as one of the worst. Jason's call was very bad. He was just trying to be funny, and he wasn't. But now we get a call from a man by the name of Pete. We're calling him DUI Pete. Here's why. Have a listen to this call. Then there is a law that says you cannot go into your car drunk. If you go into your car drunk, you're putting yourself at risk and you're putting society at risk. So please explain to me what the difference is getting into your car drunk and going out in public and not wearing a mask, even if you have COVID.
I don't think there should be a law against getting in your car drunk because some people can drink and drive just fine.
Wait, okay, hold on a second, Pete. Let's backtrack a little bit here now.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second, Pete. Hold on, Pete. Okay, so Pete, so it's your opinion that people should be able to allowed to drink what they want and drive because you think that most people drive okay when they're on the road. That has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Is that what you just said?
But I think that the drunk driving laws haven't saved many people from death.
So you're telling me, okay, so should we just let people shoot other people too?
No,
I mean, what are you talking about, Pete?
It's a very crazy argument.
It was a little bit of a crazy argument, yes. Pete seemed to think that it's okay to drive drunk and that most people handle it just fine, so we shouldn't have laws on the books that would not allow people or illegally allow people to drive drunk.
What Pete was trying to say, and unsuccessfully saying, is that there are people out there that drink so much that they have a high tolerance and they can get behind the wheel, and they shouldn't get, when they get pulled over and they blow like a .12, their 0.12 is the same as somebody else's 0.02 because they're such alcoholics, and they should not get penalized for being alcoholics because everyone else. That's his argument. It doesn't make any sense, but that's his argument, Brian.
I'm surprised you're even trying to make sense of that.
Well,
phone call.
that's what he was trying to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, but so right, yeah. So law enforcement has kind of a flat standard, right?
Yeah,
like
0.08,
right,
yeah.
for anybody.
Yeah.
You're saying like what?
so
they have to take someone's weight and
so
height
let's-
into account,
Right.
So-
he's
all right.
We have a
with a
special
little
guest.
calculator. By the way, I've known some very big people that can get really wasted on
I
small
do
amount of
agree.
alcohol.
Stein
too.
definitely knows a lot of big people. All right, so
Now,
let's actually.
now hang on a second, Brian. Before you want to get Pete on the air,
No,
right?
I want to vote.
Oh, you want to vote?
Yeah, let's
Did Pete
vote.
call in, Sean, by the way?
I believe we have Pete on the line. But
All right,
let's,
well,
let's,
Pete,
let's,
Pete,
let's
hang
vote
on,
first.
hang on.
Let's vote first. Okay, JD, going to you first. What is the worst caller of the week? Would it be Jason or Pete?
I got to give it to Pete.
Yeah. All right. I don't even think I need to ask you why. All right, let's go to Jason Stein. Stein, you're next. Our producer, Stein. Who would you vote worst caller of the week?
You know what? I'm going to go with the moron guy.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm going to go with the moron guy because he,
All right.
he just couldn't
You're going with
complete a
Jason.
thought.
All right. Well, there's a lot of callers like that can't complete a thought. If that's the case, we'd have 100 callers of the worst caller of the week. All right. Let's go to Sean McCullum. Sean McCullum, you're our third judge. It's 1-1. Who's the worst caller of the week, Sean?
It's definitely not Jason. He's just wasting oxygen. I'm going to go with Pete. The whole thing about the getting in the car, that's just absurd. I'm not even going to waste my oxygen. I'm voting for Pete.
All right, I agree, Sean. I'm taking the same road here. I don't think there's any reason for an explanation. I'm going with Pete. Congratulations, Pete. I believe we have Pete on the line.
There he is, the worst caller of the week.
Pete, congratulations,
Listen, guys.
sir. Congratulations.
Guys, the reason why I said that is because you were reducing the conversation to the ridiculous by comparing drunken driving to wearing a mask law. So I reduced it to the ridiculous by saying something I obviously do not believe. Of course I believe in drunken driving laws. I just said that to get you to light your hair on fire, and it worked.
Well, first
I
of all-
still smell the smoke today.
First of all, Pete, I don't have any hair, so that's number one. You must
got a few patches.
You must be thinking about the hair on your wife's legs. I don't know, but anyway, Pete, you did say
The reason why you don't have hair is you're always lighting it on fire, my friend.
No, the reason why I don't have hair is because I'm actually bald and I have 10 times more testosterone than you. That's why, Pete.
Wait a minute. I don't get it. How does testosterone...
Look it up.
What does testosterone have to do with being bald?
Look it up. Some people that don't have hair, there are studies that have shown that if you are bald, you have more testosterone than the average man. Pete,
That's exactly
Pete,
right.
I'll tell you what. When you do a radio show, I'll call into your show and make that point, and then you can award me the worst caller of the week. How about that? Well, Pete, I appreciate...
I don't get it. How does testosterone... Have a good one, bud.
All right, Pete. Have a good one.
There goes our champion.
Yeah, Pete. Wow, that was. So now Pete's backtracking.
See, but it's cool because
He had fun with it.
He had fun with it.
Yeah.
We have some people who genuinely hate your guts, Brian, and hate JD's guts too. By the way,
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I don't
I had to
care.
ban people for making threats.
Well, here's the thing. There are some people that do radio shows in town here, across the country, but there are some people that do radio shows. They'll get the same 5 or 6 callers every week because they just say what they know their 5 or 6 listeners want to hear. I don't do that. We don't do that on this show.
That's exactly right.
I speak my mind, and I'm opinionated, and I don't care what people think. I'm always going to be honest on the air. I'm always going to tell people how I feel. I'm not fake. I'm not phony. I'm not going to tell you guys that I have a cure for the coronavirus. I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm this huge celebrity that can walk into a fast food chain and 1 billion people want my autograph. I'm not somebody that's going to go on the air and say I have 10 billion followers and I think I'm a lot more important than I am. I'm just a radio host. JD is just a radio host. We go on the air. We have fun. I certainly, don't take it. Certainly, we talk about a lot of serious subjects on this show, but I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact that Donald Trump could win the election or Joe Biden might win the election. The bottom line is we talk about serious subjects on this show. I hope Donald Trump recovers, but I'll tell you what, I have a feeling that on Monday, when we get back on the air on Monday, we're going to have a lot more information. We're going to have a lot more information on exactly when Hope Hicks tested positive. We'll probably have more information when it comes to Donald Trump, but I do have some suspicion. Why didn't he make that phone call today? How sick is Donald Trump? We just don't know, and we probably will never know. But,
the White House, Kayleigh McEnany did say earlier that he is feeling well, doing well. If she's telling the truth, that's good news.
That's the key word,
but
right?
certainly a wake-up call for the president.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It certainly is a wake-up call. And we talk.
I believe he's doing a virtual rally tonight as well.
Well,
from his bed?
Yeah, from where?
I believe that's what I saw. So we'll see.
Well, the bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen, and you've heard this not just on this show, but on a lot of other shows. The virus does not discriminate. The virus does not care whether you're a Republican or Democrat or what color of your skin is. The virus is the virus. And if you don't take the necessary precautions, you have a better chance of contracting it. Now, there's never a guarantee. You could do all the right things and still get the virus. There's no question about that. But we have to take this thing seriously. Even as you say people might be over it, it's still a very dangerous virus. And we have to take the necessary precautions. And now the Trump family, sadly, is going through what so many other millions of other Americans have had to go through in this country, being in quarantine. It's a scary thing. This is a scary virus. It's a scary thing.
But with top-notch medical care, obviously.
Well, no question.
At the White House.
He's going to have the best medical care you can get. And obviously, we're not talking about the witch doctor. I don't think that the witch doctor is going to be by his side.
I don't think they would let her within 100 feet of the gate.
I don't think she's going to be injecting him with semen sperm. I don't think it sounds fun. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's going to be happening. But listen, you're right. You make a very valid point. He has the best medical care. So regardless of his situation or if he gets more sick over the weekend.
But I'm a real doctor.
We're going to have, yeah, there she is. He has the best people around him. So that certainly is a lot more than a lot of other people can say in this country. So that's a good thing. And we're happy that the Bidens also tested negative. We've also learned that Jared Kushner and Donald Trump's daughter Ivanka have also tested negative in the last hour. That was breaking news. And that's important. And the Vice President, Mike Pence, is also negative. So that's good because, as you know, once one person or two people get this virus, it can spread very quickly. So that's also positive news, and we're happy to hear that. Listen, on Monday, we're going to be monitoring the situation all weekend. We're going to cover it all weekend. And certainly we will bring you the latest on Monday when it comes to the president and the first lady positive with the coronavirus.